freedom of the individuals was suppressed by the protest, civil peaceful gatherings, and legal principles such.
I am going to be talking about a bull. The kindness is a language which deaf can hear and the blind can see.
How did IT change the way of living?
Online learning is a form of learning that data. Online courses need answers and will give them for a long period of time.
Hello, everybody. I hope all of you are having a great day today. And today we are back with an amazing topic called recycling food. So, before I give this to anyone in here to talk about recycling food, first let me give you some. First, let me tell you what recycling food is. So, recycling food is yeah. So, recycling food. So, before I talk about recycling food, I will first tell you what recycling is. The basic features in recycling are the collection of waste materials. They are processing into new products and purchasing those products, which may then be recycled. Typically, materials that are recycled include iron, steel scrap, aluminium cans, glass bottles, paper, wood, and plastics. And there are some types of recycling too, like mechanical recycling, one of the most globally used methods of reduces new usages in is mechanical recycling. Energy recycling, the method used to convert plastics into both thermal and electric energy, is called energy recycling. Mechanical recycling, one of the most globally used methods of giving reducers new changes in is mechanical recycling. And now I will give this to Tabheed to talk more about this topic, recycling food. So Tabheed.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So yeah, nearly over a billion of food is wasted per year. Even I didn't know that until researched this. But yeah, that's a lot of food. 1 ton is like 1,000 kgs. 1,000 kg is a lot. It's like nearly, I think, 2 elephants weight. Anyways, Rec- if you recycling food helps to reduce your carbon footprint. A carbon footprint is amount of greenhouse gases that are produced through our actions. So, yeah, greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane. Carbon dioxide creates global warming. So, if we recycle food, we'll be able to cut down the carbon dioxide that is being produced, and we could also reduce the greenhouse gases, which could reduce global warming. A sustainable goal, recycling food is also a sustainable goal because it helps us to live within certain limits. It helps us to live within whatever is physically available and stuff that which we could use. Recently, I found out that you can also generate electricity using by recycling food. Some countries they make people to separate their wastage, one for food and one for plastic and other stuff. So what they do is they take this food material and they put it into an underground container. So what this does is, as food decays, it releases methane, which can be used as a fuel. It's fun fact. It's also used in gas cylinders that we use nowadays. However, some people don't know how exactly we could recycle food. So basically, we can recycle food by separating our food waste and composting. Like we mix it with sand and other stuff, and therefore it'll decay. As it decays, it releases ions to the sand, which is very nutritious for plants. It helps them to grow well. It also is used to condition lands. If some people aren't able to do that, they could at least donate their waste food to for animal feed, because animal feed also helps to reduce the wastage. My message for today is do not waste. Thank you.
Thank you, Tabit. Tabit, I really agreed where you said we need to recycle food to live in a sustainable way. So thank you, Tabit. And next we have Dara to talk about recycling food. Dara, go on.
Thank you. Me and my cousins went on a trip last week. And in that trip, we went to a villa. One of the uncles escorted us to their to their hotel's farm. And in that farm, we saw dozens of fruits and dozens of vegetables. And we saw how hard it was to grow these vegetables and fruits. They had to water it, they had to weed it, they had to keep the animals away from the plants. And I understood we should not waste food. And that's my speech for you today. If we waste food, then not only the food itself gets wasted, but the effort, the energy, the transportation, the selling, and the buying, all of that goes to waste. So, how do we minimize this humongous issue? We can start by composting food, and you can break down the food by microorganisms. Composting involves mixing food waste with garden waste in an enclosed system for few months, which will produce compost that can be used as a soil condition. Compost will help plants grow healthier. Another way food waste can be recycled is by anaerobic digestion, which basically means that food waste is broken down by microorganisms to create methane, a gas which can be collected and converted into biogas, an energy, an energy source. But best thing you can do is to reduce the amount of food that is wasted. So now you're possibly thinking, how do we minimize food wastage, Vihara? Make your make most of your leftovers. Instead of throwing away any uneaten food, turn it into a new meal for tomorrow. Plan your meals ahead of time. It will help prevent food waste. Plus, it will save money. Check your cup holders and write a list before your mom or dad goes shopping. So to wind up my speech, minimize food wastage. And if there are leftovers, don't forget to recycle it. This is Dara Sanadra. Hope you learned something new.
Thank you, Dara. Thank you, Dara. And as you said, Dara, like those people worked and really hard to grow those vegetables and fruits, and we don't need to waste it. So now thank you, Dara. And now I will go on to Roshban. So Roshban.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Do you know about food waste? We are wasting about 20 to 30 million tons of food per year. For, for that, we have to recycle that. Then we can get free electricity. Also, we can plant some ex- extra plants. Like that, I know a company known as Genco. In that company, they will be separated the food waste as two groups. One for electricity producer and other for make new plants. Like that, they are making new plants and getting electricity freely, so they can earn lots of money and also they having free electricity. So I suggest you to do about food, recycle the food. So in that case, you can earn money also. Thank you.
Yes, Roshban. We can earn money by recycling food too. I agree with you in that point. And now I will give this to Tarusha. And so Tarusha, go on.
Yeah, thank you. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Tarusha.
Okay, epic. So, we live in a disposable society. It's easier to throw a thing out than to fix it. Recycling. So, ladies and gentlemen, for an example, let's take our country. Don't get me wrong, there are places equal to paradise in this small island. But let's be practical. Let's be honest. Everywhere we see in our day to day life in the city, piles over piles of rubbish, trash. Did you know that our country generates more than 7,000 metrotons of solid waste per day? That's over 7 million kilograms. So, how does this affect to you and me? Ladies and gentlemen, this leads us not just to cultural problems, cultural issues, but much bigger political problems, such as air pollution, different types of viruses which are not identified start spreading, and most importantly, we get an ugly country. Ladies and gentlemen, I specifically use that word because it is the reality. We must face it. I mean, who would want to visit a country that smells? We lose tourists. More than 90% of this waste
is food, surprisingly. And if you take like this, if you ask this problem from a fool, he would answer like, the possible answer to this is not eating. Shut up. Can we do it? No. We're humans, right? So here is where recycling comes. Recycling turns things into another thing, which is like magic. I'm happy to say that scientists are working on projects to increase recycling. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are doing their part, which leaves with you and me. Are we doing our part? Are we recycling food? Are we doing the thing we should do to save this planet? So, let's start today. Recycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarsha. Tarusha, like you said, like if we don't recycle food, it could cause many problems, like you said. And the worst thing is our country being really ugly and things like that. So now I will pass this to our last speaker, Ratish. So Ratish,
Thank you. So, what is mean by recycle? Do you know? Recycle is the thing that we put all the waste and making new things like plastic bottles. While we can use those recycled things for agriculture, like home, the waste we are using in home, like fruits. I mean, skill, the peel of a banana, the fruit skins and the vegetable skins. We can use in agriculture for the growth of plant. And there are four bins to recycle, like red, orange, green, and blue. And every bin we have to put a different type of waste. In blue, we need to put papers. In red, we need to put glass, and in green, we need to put like food waste and
Hi, everybody. I think Ritesh had a small connectivity. How's it going? Over to your host before you hand it over to me.
thank you, Shoaib sir. I think Ratish had an internet connection too, and I will give this session to Shoaib Ali sir to talk something. So Shoaib Ali sir.
Thank you very much, host Saven. Thank you for doing an absolutely amazing job. I know you haven't been catching me on the streamer podcasts and the Facebook lives lately, but here I am because I believe that this is a topic that I do not want to feel short of, and I also feel that it is something that all of us can add value to. Thank you for the amazing shares and definitely creating enough and powerful traction on all the learnings that we have been gathering on. Yes, show some love. You know what? For the people who are watching and also the ones who are here on the streamer, if you don't advocate for this program and if you don't tell your friends, like, hey, listen, I'm going to be live, I'm going to be talking about it, the moment you know that you are going to be talking about it, it's going to, you know what, it's going to slow you down. And if it slows you down, then we don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. You always want to be somewhat, what can I say, um, creating traction, making sure that people are connecting with you, and actually adding solution, or creating value with the topics that you talk about. I'd like to just take the term recycle for this conversation, and it's a subject in itself, and it's a very, very important subject. We are very progressive beings, and we tend to find solutions every time. Um, we live in an age where we have a non-biodegradable cover for a biodegradable product, just so that it goes through transportation to reach the end. I hope you understand what I'm saying. For example, you take into consideration a mango. Like, you see how the mango is presented in the supermarket. You have the mango inside a non-biodegradable cover to protect the mango through the process of transportation. And the entire mango itself, even if you consume it, you throw the skin or the wrapper into a yard, it will still biodegrade and it would become nutrition to the soil. But the wrapper, it serves a purpose, but we don't dispose it right, which is going to be a problem to the entire purpose of why it's being made as well. So recycling in itself is a subject that all of you all have to go back to your educators back in school and demand them to create a learning for the entire school, a workshop for the entire new generation to understand that recycling is not just a glorified job, but it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility to understand recycling deep down. Knowledge to know on how to dispose of something is the knowledge that has to come together with why you are going to buy something or why you're going to get something. For example, if I was to make sense of it, if you are buying a device that has a battery, once you're done with consuming it, it's not the regular garbage bin that you throw it in. You must understand the nitty-gritty details of how you dispose that battery, because batteries can be recycled in certain ways. They can be broken down into little components in order to recycle. So the responsibility of buying something or the authority of buying something has got to be combined with the knowledge of disposing it or getting it into recycling. There's a comment that's just simply thrown right now. We should all grow our own food and do our own waste processing. We really should. And that's a statement by Bill Gates. Thank you, Ryan, for sharing that on our Facebook feed. It's very true. Why would you consume, or why would you want to buy the type of food if you do not know how to dispose of it, where it can go to the right source, whether it can be broken down into biodegradables for it to become fertilizer, perhaps, for it to become compost, right? And if you look at the topic itself, it says recycling food. The reason why we consider recycling food is your food waste is still food if it's recycled properly, because it can become the food of the plants. It can become food for animals as well. One great way that I love to recycle food is that once we are done with a little bit of chicken bones or whatever it might be, I like to collect them, I like to freeze them, and I like to take them out for a later date, or immediately try to put them for a serving for a stray cat or a dog or any animal that might be able to consume it. That's creating value of the food itself, right? And these are shortcomings. This is what really saddens me, is that we have become very, very selfish, and we are not thinking big on the responsibilities that we have as socializing and intellectual beings. Think about it. All of you are intelligent. We human beings are intelligent. We communicate, we connect with intelligence, but we act so selfishly when it comes to our needs, which is very sad. Just the way you learn mathematics, just the way you learn science, the way you learn geography, you learn home science, you learn first aid, you learn these subjects. I feel that all of you all have to go back to your teachers who are very proactive, to your school principals, to everyone else, and force them to incorporate, with the impact of your parents and everyone else, to incorporate learnings about recycling itself. And don't tell me it's not possible. It is possible, because there is something super duper out there. There are cities that are cropping up in remote parts of the world, and they are very well known for their ecosystem and their attention to recycling. There is a Japanese village that focuses on recycling to the next level, to an absolute next level, where the breaking down of waste material, anything that is waste, whether it's a biodegradable, whether it's food waste, that is again biodegradable, or whether it's cardboard, metal, whatsoever, is distributed and componented at your own home before you take it to the recycling center. In fact, there should not be anything known as a garbage van or a garbage dump or a garbage vehicle. This is the wrong way of looking at it. Garbage is a business. They don't want you to be distributing it. But what they fail to understand is that if you can distribute and divide your garbage, the waste material that you have, it is actually recyclable. Nothing can be non-recyclable. If you have it in large amounts, it can always be recycled. So let us all advocate, let us all work towards a country, a nation, a neighborhood. It starts with your own home. It starts with your own home. I would seriously ask all of you all to make sure that you force everyone who is making their waste throwaway to clean their plastic wrappers, so that the plastic wrapper is respectable in the plastic bin. For example, you're done with a carton of milk, a plastic carton of milk. How many of you would just simply throw it away, and how many of you would actually put some water in it, rinse it, put the water into the little plant that is nearby you, so that even the water is not wasted, and then throw the carton into the recycle bin? And furthermore, for you to understand, how many of you would actually take the carton, the plastic carton, separate, take the plastic cap off, and try to put it into the plastic bin, where the plastic is recyclable and the cardboard carton is put into the other recyclable that is specific to paper and cardboard? Think about these things. You can make the world an absolutely amazing place, but it starts with you, because it is your world. You are the next generation. I'm here talking a person who is like 10, 15 years way above and way elder to you, but I cannot make this change because the elders before me did not advocate for this, for us to understand it. It is only now that we understand the importance of it. And if you grow up with the same monetization mechanism of being selfish, like once your job is done, I'm done, you're going to have a very ugly world ahead of you. So advocate for it. Pressurize people. Tell them, we need a recycling workshop. Do it yourself. In fact, Saven, you can be the exact guy. Ranoban, you can be the exact guy. Tarushan, you can be the exact guy. Everybody else who's here on this. Ritesh, you can be the guy. Everybody, all of you can be the person to conduct this entire workshop. Just a one-day workshop on explaining to the children in your school, explaining to your friends at classes, explaining to your neighborhood about the importance of recycling and how to recycle. Remember, it starts with you. It starts with your home. Ask yourself this question. Do you have 3 bins? Biodegradables, plastics, and other recyclables. Are you accumulating the waste paper that you have? Are you having a shredder, or are you throwing everything just simply into your bin? It's really painful. Think about it. It's really painful when you selfishly put a banana peel into a plastic bag only to tie it up and to throw it away as garbage. When you can be an absolutely amazing person, when you can just simply cut down that banana peel right next to the foot of a tree in your garden or in your neighborhood, just break it down into smaller pieces. Feel the satisfaction after you're done with a mango peel or a banana peel where you just crush it, break it down, and just put it at a foot of a tree. You will see that tree bloom. You will see that tree blossom. Judge yourself by your actions. Judge yourself by your integrity. Start with you. I'd like to remind something about what a great person in history once said. A person who shared the stage with really amazing people is Mahatma Gandhi. If you want the world to change, be the change that you want the world to be. I am doing my part. I know how I throw my recycles. I know that I distribute them. I know that I break them down. It's been an exercise in my home. And I'll be honest, back in Sri Lanka, when I was throwing my garbage, I know that the people around me respected me because my garbage never used to stink. Because when I throw it or when I dispose of it, they know this is not garbage coming, this is segregated elements that need to go for recycling. You can do it too. It starts with you. Thank you very much. Over to you, host Saben.
Thank you, Shehbali sir. That was really amazing. And we got a small message from Ryan Dilash saying, great message to the young generations. Thank you, Ryan. And now I will end this session by saying this. Throwing away food is like stealing from the table of those who are poor and hungry. Thank you.
Hi, this is Hassan Rifki.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hey, this is Ayumi.
Hey, this is Yumit.
This is Neville.
So what I really like about pufferfish is that you get to learn public speaking in a really fun way.
Pufferfish really did change my life.
These sessions are very informative and enjoyable. I used to be scared and nervous, but now I'm not even a little bit.
All three of my coaches, they are amazing.
You could just laugh your head off whenever the coach cracked a joke.
They're super funny, they're really friendly.
The time is like flying when you get to be with them.
And what I like about the FB Live is
That feeling when you're done going live on Facebook, you feel proud of yourself.
So join our international community. Thank you.
Yo, boys, how's it going? How are you feeling? We're still live, but we're going to have some chill over here. Saven, how's it going? Ranoban, Tarusha? Super duper, yeah? Are you enjoying your learning curve?
Well,
Yes, sir.
Tell me something fun, Saven. He's thinking so much. That's fun. Yeah, yay. Tarusha?
Sir?
What's fun? What's fun? Tell me, are you enjoying your learning?
Yes, sir, indeed.
But I have a question. Why are you guys so serious on the lives? So serious. Ranoban can kill somebody with the seriousness. Ranoban, what's happening?
yeah, I was little weak.
No, I think you need to change the energy levels for the lives that you come. And Saven, you're depriving us of a good image when you only put your head up there, only your neck. It looks like as if you belong in Sesame Street. Yeah, that's much better. That's more respectable. Put your shoulders into the game. You have the badges of responsibility on the shoulder, right? So when you put your shoulders in camera, it shows like as if you're there with responsibility. It feels that way. Body, 90% of communications. You get what I'm saying, Samay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, champ. Change your lives into more energy, right? Deliver more energy. Focus on the message that you're trying to give, but not really that intellectual content that you're trying to share. Okay? The intellectuality of your content needs to be elaborated. Just information is boring. You need to give emotion, throw in emotion. People remember emotion. Information can only be remembered if the emotion is strong. Makes sense, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So engage that, and I would really advocate think about having workshops for recycling and things like that at schools or whatsoever, and you can go ahead and do it. What do you say, Tarusha? You getting ideas?
Yes, sir.
Just do it. Just do it. Make sure everybody knows about it. Everybody. Just go, stick around your home and just go to the point where the disposal of garbage is happening in your own home, and you'd be surprised the people in our own home don't know how to distribute garbage. They eat that food, they eat the same food, right? But they are not willing to take that food off something else and to put biodegradable separately and to put the wrapper separately, because it's a psychological constraint. They just go and just wipe everything into it. Like, for example, plastics. Once you're done with single use plastic, you can throw it. But if you take a tissue and you wipe it, you can dispose of it even more respectfully. You take the wetness off. You know, things like this, little things that really change how you dispose garbage. Yeah. That's all my messages. Thank you so much for joining us on this live. I would suggest if there's anything to say, please say it now.
Had some fun today and learned new stuff, really.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
I
much.
Tarusha.
Super duper. What about you, Ranoban?
Then
Don't know. A good place to be, not knowing. I don't know is also knowing. Right. Thank you very much. Let's end this broadcast.